So, we finally got some confirmation. This was announced a while back, I think like last year, but then nothing happened. But now it is official and it is been greenlit. Yes, we are getting a God of War show, and it will be on Amazon. Yeah. God of War coming to Amazon. God of War has gone like full steam ahead on a lot of things. Now, the big question is, like, a lot of people are saying, like, who should be Kratos? And I'm like, just get Kratos. Like, that. Let's talk about that first and foremost before we get into anything else. Like, let's talk about who should be Kratos. Like, who should really be Kratos out of everyone, out of every pick? I'm like, well, it's kind of obvious, right? Like, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, Triple H should be Kratos. I'm like, no disrespect to him, to Triple H, even though I'm not the biggest wrestling guy, but I've seen him act. I've seen him act in a few movies, and he's not good. I thought the answer was kind of obvious to everyone, right? Like, we all kind of suspected, like, yeah, Christopher Judge, like, Teal'c, frickin' Teal'c from Stargate. He plays Kratos in the last two games. He brings this level of aggression and emotion to him. Hell, he's literally Kratos' age and also body size. Like, the dude got ripped for doing the motion capture. So I'm like, yeah, why is this even a debate? I'm not shitting on anyone, but like, I'm not, and I apologize if I sound like I am. I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of this feels like the obvious choice, right? Like, we should all be like, this kind of feels like the obvious pick that Christopher Judge should be Kratos. He not only voices Kratos, he has the body type, and he played Kratos in motion capture in the last two games, and did it like to the level of even getting an award for it. So I don't know. I'm not saying Triple H shouldn't be in the show. It'd be kind of funny if he like played Hercules or something. It'd be kind of hilarious, or to see him play one of the gods. But yeah, I'm just saying Triple H is just not who I like. I don't know why people are going like that should be the number one pick, and I'm like, and Christopher Judge is number two, and I'm like, I feel like those two should be switched. I don't know, maybe that's just me. So yes, we are getting a God of War TV show, and I already know some people are like, oh, it's coming to Amazon, it's going to be ruined like Rings of Power, it's going to do this. I'm like, we don't know that. It's coming from it may be coming from Amazon, but like it's going to be from two different people. I mean, from a different group than the people who did Rings of Power. The people behind Rings of Power are nowhere near this. Like, yeah, the people behind Rings of Power. The only thing that connects this show with Rings of Power is that they're both on Amazon. So you're fine. Don't worry. Rings of Power isn't coming to get your God of War. It's okay. They can't hurt you. No, but it is coming from people behind The Expanse, which I personally enjoyed. And I'm forgetting the other thing. It's actually from two shows I really liked. The Expanse, and there's another one, but I forget. So I was like, okay. Now the big question is, now another question is where in continuity are we going to be? And is this going to follow the game? Because the normal thing would be you'd follow the games, right? You'd follow like the actual God of War games, but for some goddamn reason, nobody wants to follow the fucking games and movies. I don't know why that is. The story is right there, and people can say, "Oh, well, we don't want to follow the game because people have played it, so they don't need that." And I'm like, no, the reason we want to go see these movies is to see the game in the story of the game in the movie. Like, I don't understand why Hollywood has that notion that we don't want to see the video game on the play like in a movie form. That's why it's so agonizing. But yeah, so hopefully the people behind this understand that. I'm asking too much. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that if this does follow the games, they'll probably will go with like Kratos the first season. I imagine like maybe do each season like each season is like each of the games. Like, I think that'd be kind of cool actually. Is like each season follow, like season 1, it's God of War. It's the first God of War game. Kratos is hunting down Ares. Season finale, he kills Ares. Season 2, gods betray Ares. That's all you do. Just God of War 2, so on and so forth. So we do a time skip for season 4. I mean, yeah, for season 4. But yeah. As for other people who could play gods, I couldn't tell you. Although I wouldn't mind Ryan Hurst, who I didn't realize this, and Ryan Hurst, who most of you guys would know best as Opie from Sons of Anarchy, was Thor in Ragnarok. I didn't realize that until someone pointed out. I was like, hey, that's Opie. I'm like, no shit, really? Also, I still find it hilarious that the bald guy from West Wing, that's what I know him from, because my mom watches so much West Wing. The bald guy from West Wing is Odin. The least intimidating version of Odin, but I think that was on purpose. So this is obvious. Amazon has that Jeff Bezos capitalist, I keep an iron boot down on my employees' money. Yeah, I went there, whatever. Yeah, he has that ultra capitalist, I go into space for lulz, and also to make me think my dick is like 12 feet long. I keep my employees down and crush them under an iron boot of pure, unadulterated evil money. So, needless to say, it's going to have a big budget behind it. Amazon has a big budget, so I know some people are like, oh, there's no way, Amazon could capture the level of like CGI or storytelling that they could. And for all intents and purposes, they may cheap out. Depending on how it goes, they might. There's always the risk of they cheap out. I'm kind of thinking they won't, or rather, I'm hoping they won't. But yeah, not to say like they don't have the Amazon doesn't have the money for it is a little asinine to me. Like I've seen people go like, oh, they just don't have the money for something like that, and I'm like, they actually kind of do. It's different. Like they really do have that kind of money. So yeah. Anyway, now as for like what we could get for other gods, it's hard to say, and we don't even know the story. I would hope that again they do follow the games, and they do kind of keep the lore of God of War mostly in check. I'm hoping they just don't go for creative sake to go completely in another direction. And if they do, at least have it make sense, please. I don't mind like having an artistic integrity, I really don't, but like God of War is pretty straightforward. Like God of War is a pretty straightforward game. You really don't need to like fuck with perfection. That's all I'm gonna say. You really don't need to fuck with it. It's kind of unfucked, just kind of leave it unfucked in your mad quest to like put your, because Hollywood, I'll let you in on something. Hollywood really likes to put their dick in everything. They really like to like get it in there and like just kind of shake around with it, and also until they like ejaculate just horrible ideas all over the face of the franchises, and sometimes there will be changes. Like perfect example, when Guillermo del Toro was trying to get Hellboy off the ground, the Hellboy movies off the ground, a producer came up to him and was like, what if he was just a normal guy and then he got angry and turned into Hellboy? Yeah, that someone tried to do that to Guillermo del Toro. Yeah. So you can see my concern. Yes, I did get, that was kind of an anecdote that I did learn from Comic Pop, so I know before someone brings it up, yes, I heard that too. Anyway, all in all, I'm curious, and I just want it to be good. That's all. At the end of the day, and I know I'm kind of rambling at this point, I just want this to be good. That's all I ask. Just be good. That's all I ask. Just be good. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this God of War TV show coming out? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. If you haven't already, and if you're new here, just hit the subscribe button, like, share, subscribe, whatever. And if you also want to check out some extra content, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where if you hit the 4th tier, you guys can send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.